Dear members, good morning. I welcome you all for today's homeopathic learning program. My humble pranams to all my teachers, masters and gurus. My pranam to Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, Dr. Chalpati Garu, Ranganath Rao Garu and all Homeo gurus. My pranams to all the elders who are attending this program and my blessings to all the youngsters. Few days back, we restarted our Homeo classes and class number 155, I explained about 9 Homeo remedies which are very useful for women gynec ailments. Those are Abiscan, aceticum acid, aconite nap, Aesculus hip, Athusia synapium, Agaricus musk, Agnus castus, Alatris perinosa, Allium sativa. These are the 9 medicines, and I will try to explain some more medicines today which are very useful. In 2014, one medical doctor came from Hyderabad for her gynec problem. Medical means she is an allopathic medical doctor. She comes from a family of allopathic doctors. Her father was a doctor, her husband was a doctor, and there are many doctors. Even her son was studying medicine. Yeah. Then she had gynec problem as well as lot of depression. Her relative took treatment from our forum, became all right, and she insisted her to come and consult for her problem at our forum. So she came to our forum. We took entire case history and we found her to be Lekesis personality. She looks very attractive. Her eyes, there are a lot of beauty in her eyes, lot of attraction. Her problems started when she was 18 years old. At that time, she went to college. Then, till that time, she was at home and taking only mother's food. After she went into college hostel, because medical education means all, especially rich people, so all hi-fi society, so habituated to eating various types of junk foods, soft drinks, cakes, ice creams, noodles, all sorts of things. Thereby, her immune system became weak. She developed initially sneezing, cold, water discharge, then nose block. Later on, developed asthmatic problem. And this used to come only during flowering season. So, pollens, flower pollens, she is quite allergic to pollens. Okay. Then her father was a doctor. He has advised a course of treatment. She used to take course of treatment. Then whenever there is a problem, she was using those medicines. When she is comfortable, she was not using. Then she finished her education, got married. Then she had 2 children. This problem of her asthmatic problem, it never left. It continued. But only thing is, she used to take all the precautions. So whenever there is a flowering season, she used to get into the problem. Okay. So later on, she developed irritable bowel syndrome. Her asthmatic problem is fairly under control, but she developed irritable bowel syndrome. That went on for a long duration. And she took finally some Ayurvedic treatment for that. That has come to control. But she used to be very careful about her diet. You see peculiarity here. When she was in teenage, she took all sorts of junk food. Since she enjoyed a lot, later on she has to restrict many of her tasty food items. If by chance if she takes some tasty food out of temptation, she is to get into severe stomach problem. So she has to be very careful about her diet. With her she was managing. She came to our forum at the age of 47 years. Why she came? She has got gynec problems, excess bleeding, lot of irritability, and depression. She used to be very irritable, angry with her own children, husband. Then, and her stomach problem, it never went. It is there, but it is under control because of her diet control. Okay. By taking all case history, we gave her a course of treatment. She is a heart person. Her problem started with a respiratory problem. Later on, they changed it to stomach problem. Then developed menses problem, excess bleeding, all that. So tuberculinum 1M, 1 dose. After 15 days, Lecasis 200. After 15 days, Ignatia 1M. Again after 15 days, Lecasis 200. Again after 15 days, Staphysagria 1M. Again after 15 days, Lecasis 200. Then again one more Lecasis 200, like that. It's a long gap. Lecasis 4 doses of Lecasis 200 we have given. Later, Lecasis 1M. Lecasis 1M after 2.5 months, second dose of Lecasis. After 3 months, third dose of Lecasis we have given. In between, regularly we have given her one particular medicine, aloe, ALOE, aloe. Initially daily 3 times, that is in between this 1M or 200 potency doses, regularly, morning, afternoon, night, aloe 30 for 2 months, aloe 200, alternate days, that means one day to be taken, next day no medicine. Third day again alloy 200. Like this we continued. Alloy 200, then infrequent doses, that is once in 3 days, once in 4 days, like that. We never gone beyond 200 potency alloy. With that, most of her problems are resolved. She became quite healthy. The total treatment went on for 1 year and she became a healthy person. So let us try to understand about alloy. This is the lesson number 156, Women Ailments, Part 2. Okay. Then you can see alloy here. Menses too early and too profuse and prolonged menses at menopause, labor-like pains from above hips to legs, feels uterus heavy, not able to walk much, downward pressure in rectum, worse standing and during menses, worse early morning. Her problems are worse early morning, summer heat, in hot dry weather, after eating or drinking, after dysentery, yawning or mastication. Mastication means chewing food, stepping hard, evening. These are the conditions her problems worse, especially eating and drinking. It causes problem because she was under very careful diet. She was comfortable. Otherwise, if she takes all sorts of food, again this problem. Immediately after eating or drinking, she has to pass the stool, and that is to be mucus stool. Okay, dysentery. She is better from cool open air, cold application, passing platters, closing eyes, taking tea or stimulants. So some sort of stimulants, and mostly she used to take tea. So that used to give her comfort. She was comfortable in open air. And whenever there is something, she used to pass a lot of platters. If she does not pass platters, she used to feel a lot of discomfort. Coming to emotional state, emotions, dissatisfied and angry about herself, disinclination to mental labor, hates people, repels everyone. No, get out, don't come to me. So this type of irritability, and she used to feel bad for that. Whenever she used to behave with her family members like that, she used to feel bad, guilty, and she used to get anger on herself. Ill humor, worse in cloudy weather or with constipation, thinks that she would die in a week. This is not the situation, but she used to feel that because of all her health problems, she used to die at any time and she will not live long. Life is a burden. Trembling from musical sounds and other noises. She cannot bear noise, even musical sounds. And her son was a sulfur personality, and he used to, put music system very loudly, that she used to get irritated a lot. Then they have made one room for him separately, and in the top, then he can play music as he liked. Both the wife and husband were not liking that loud noise of their son, that keeping music. So they have made one room for him separately, so not to disturb them. So imagines that persons are stepping hard or quickly. It is an excellent remedy to re-establish physiological balance after a lot of medication, where disease and drug symptoms are much mixed. Bad effects from sedentary life or habits. You see how excellent it is. Her problem started at the age of 18, but it went on almost for 30 years, and she was using something or other medicines. Later on, she learned to control her diet and live with minimum medication. Yeah. And sedentary life. See, she's a doctor, so most of the time she is very busy with domestic affairs and as a doctor profession. She was quite busy. Okay. And no active exercise, of course. Later on she developed, doing some pranayama, yoga, all those things she developed, but generally sedentary life only. Sedentary life and habits. Okay. This is about aloe. Our next drug. One lady came to us about 6 months back, and she had a long-standing constipation problem right from her young age. Constipation. Then something or other problems used to be there. Then for everything she was under allopathic treatment, and her constipation, she uses various type of things, some hyssop gold, some other things she uses, and taking plenty of water, because later on this Dr. Manchan Satyanarayana Raj Garu advised this taking more water, so people habituated to drink more water. So like that she was controlling. Then she developed white discharge, leukorrhea. So for that purpose she came. She has not come for constipation problem, because she understood it is a part of her life. Constipation is her one of the organs, like that she felt. She got organs. Constipation is also a part of her life. So this white discharge is bothering her a lot. She used earlier allopathic treatment. Then her neighbor advised to come and consult. So she came to our forum. We gave her treatment, and not only her this white discharge, leukorrhea is cured, even her constipation problem was resolved. Then what is the remedy we gave her? The remedy is alumina. The remedy given to her was alumina. Menses too early, short, scanty, pale, followed by great exhaustion, leukorrhea, irritating, profuse, transparent, ropey, with burning, worse during daytime and after menses, relieved by washing with cold water. See, her leukorrhea used to be quite irritating. It used to cause a lot of discomfort. Even that outside portion also, she used to get a lot of itching, burning. But she used to feel comfortable by washing with tap water, not warm water, not ice cold, only tap water. It used to give a lot of comfort. So, and she has got a constipation problem. So based on her history, we have prescribed alumina 30 onwards. We started daily 2 doses. Later on, we have given her alumina 200 once in 3 days. 1 dose. 1 day morning 1 dose, next 2 days no medicine. Like that, in a period of 4 months, her problem resolved. Most of the problem. Another 2 months time, she is 95% she is comfortable. Till white discharge problem stopped, but constipation problem is not completely resolved. So from constipation, but she is under treatment going on. Treatment is going on. Okay. So our conditions are worse periodically in afternoon, in morning, on awaking, warm room, from potatoes, starch, artificial food, salt, speaking, dry weather, on awaking, sitting, after menses, periodically, on alternate days, coercion, tobacco smoke, lifting, exertion, full and new moon. This full and new moon aggravation, and this lady has got that problem. Full moon and new moon aggravation is there with this person. Better in open air, from cold washing, evening, and on alternate days, damp weather, moderate exertion and temperature, low spirited, that means depressed, fears loss of reason, confused as to a personal identity, hasty, hurried, makes mistakes in speaking and writing, time passes slowly, variable moods, like Palstilla, here also variable moods, better as day advances, suicidal tendency when seeing knife or blood. But this is not there. Everything need not be there. Okay. These are all the emotional state. But she used to be low spirited, very depressed with her problem. Then she can have proper sexual life. Then husband needs that, but it used to be white discharge. That leukorrheal problem used to cause a lot of discomfort. So there is a lot of unpleasantness in the family. Okay. So husband also was unhappy. So but he is understanding type. So she is also guilty that she is unable to provide him whatever he wants, all these things. So a sort of emotional depression. Okay, this is the medicine we have given her, and alumina, and almost she is white discharge problem started, or constipation to be resolved. So shortly after maybe another 2 months time, her constipation also will be resolved. Alumina is very good medicine for constipation. See, rectum muscles does not have stamina to expel. That is the thing. Generally, it is more in children, old people, and women. This constipation problem. Okay, for them, alumina is an excellent remedy. Then now let us come to another remedy. That is AILMENTS. Earlier one is alumina. This is AILMENTS. Tendency to thickening and hardening of neck of uterus and mammary glands. See, tendency to this breast inside becoming hard, or uterus muscles becoming hard. Chronic gonorrhea with little lumps along the urethra. Urethra means that vagina to uterus passage is called urethra means urinary tract. So chronic gonorrhea with little lumps along the urethra. Chronic, that is urinary passage, is called urethra. In that small lumps. Chronic yellow vaginal discharge, small ulcers, shallow lesions in vagina, menses watery, hands weak, drop things during menses. See, this type of peculiarity we find, but many times we don't know that there is a medicine for this. Okay, menses watery, hands weak, drops things during menses. Hardening of tissues of tongue, rectum, uterus, etc. Ulcers with hardened base. There is ulcer, but base is very hard, like tumor. Okay. Then worse, cold weather, cold condition is, they are worse from any type of cold except headache, which is headache is relieved by cold application or cold exposure, and they are worse during sleep, lying on right side, bad news also affects them. Then nervous tremors from bad news, doubting people, lactophobia. See, what is lactophobia? Confusion of thoughts and speech. Confusion of thoughts and speech, wavering speech, hazy, as speech is hazy, incoherent. Incoherent means there is no connection. She speaks something, one point to another point, no connection. So incoherent speech. Okay. This is about AILMENTS. Alumina I already explained. Then next remedy is ambrogracia. Ambrogracia, intense sexual desire, itching of genital with soreness and swelling, menses too early, profuse, bluish leukorrhea. This leukorrhea, what we call it as white discharge. White discharge is not white, it is bluish. Generally, it is white, cream color, or yellow color, or mostly green color. But bluish is rare. So in this condition, it is profuse, bluish leukorrhea. Worse at night. This problem is worse at night. See, here you see the peculiarity, intense sexual desire. And her problem is worse at night. See, white discharge problem. Then what happens? Lot of discomfort. They cannot, wife and husband cannot participate freely in sexual intercourse. So thereby, again, lot of unhappiness. Discharge of blood between periods at every little accident. If she, even small accidents are also the discharge of blood from the uterus. Worse, music, presence of strangers, embarrassment, agitation, worry, thinking of it, from any unusual thing, morning, warm room, warm milk, overlifting. Then better slow motion in open air, lying on painful part, cold drinks. Memory is impaired. Memory impaired, slow understanding, fear of people, and desire to be alone, cannot do anything in presence of others, intensely shy, blushes easily. What is blushes easily? Cheeks become pink because of shyness. Whenever she feels shy, that cheeks become pink. Despair. Despair means helplessness, frustrated, loathing of life. That means complete disgust. Fantastic illusions. Fantastic illusions means hallucinations, delusion, false perception or ideas. So, fantastic. Different types of illusions. Bashful. Bashful means timid. Loss of love, of life. There is no interest for life. Restless, excited, very loquacious, very talkative. See, shyness is there, but at the same time talkative. Talkative in known circles. Time passes slowly. Thinking. Difficult in the morning with old people. Dwells upon unpleasant things. Aversion to laugh. Jumping from one subject to another. Never waiting to have first question answered. Music causes weeping and trembling. So this is the mental state of ambrogracia. Okay. Our next remedy, before explaining, I will give you a see, there is one lady who is very fat built and she used to be very lazy, and for a long time she was using various medicines for her asthmatic problem, respiratory problem, and always she used to smell that Vicks Vaporub, then Amrutanjan, something, not Amrutanjan, some inhalers. She used to inhale because most of the time there used to be nose block. Then that is years together she had, and lot of weakness, tiredness, no energy, all these type of problems, and she developed menstrual problem, some menses problem. For that she came to us, we treated, and she got cured of both her problems, her respiratory problem also, her menses problem also, both. And her weakness, she used to have a lot of weakness, tiredness, she could not do, though her personality looks big, but she cannot, like that always she used to, her expressions used to be. So what is that remedy? Let us now try to understand. Ammonia carb. Her remedy, we are given ammonia carb. Itching, swelling and burning of genitals, leukorrhea, burning, acrid, water. Acrid means irritating, eating away of skin. So it is like acidic. Acrid means acidic. It is like acid. It eats away the skin. So it forms a sort of ulcer. Then aversion to opposite sex. So like in personal law, aversion to opposite sex. Menses too frequent, profuse, early, copious, clotted, black, very painful. See, her menses, this is the, and moreover, she is also at the age of 45, almost nearing to her menopause. Even otherwise also, she used to have frequently this irregular menses, then excess menses, all these problems used to be there. She used to be under medication. Okay. So aversion to opposite sex, menses too frequent, profuse, early, copious, clotted, black, very painful, hard and difficult stool with fatigue, especially of thighs, fatigue in thighs, and yawning and chilliness. For fat women who are always tired and exhausted, take cold easily, suffer from cholera-like symptoms before menses. Cholera-like symptoms mean loose motions before, and lot of weakness. Loose motions and lot of weakness. Very sensitive to cold air. So cold air affects her very badly. Great aversion to water, cannot bear to touch it. Worse, evenings from cold, wet weather, wet application. See, wet conditions, damp conditions, rainy weather, they are not comfortable. Okay. Then wet application, washing from 3 to 4 a.m. So 3 to 4 a.m. her problem used to be more. Her respiratory problem, she used to suffer a lot after 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock. The suffering is more. Then during menses, better from pressure, eating, lying on painful side or on stomach. See, this is another peculiarity. Lying on stomach, this lady, she used to feel lot of comfort when she is having respiratory problem. She used to lie on stomach. Generally, they should feel more discomfort, So that is the peculiarity, homeopathic PQRS, peculiar symptoms you have to take into consideration. So, lying on stomach, she is comfortable, or lying on right side. Dry weather she is comfortable, not in damp weather. Damp weather or very cold weather, she used to suffer a lot. Active but soon exhausted. Whenever she is active, she becomes very exhausted by evening. So no stamina, forgetful, ill-humored, gloomy during stormy weather. During stormy weather means cyclonic weather. Cyclonic weather is a punishment for her. Then uncleanliness. So she is not very particular about cleanliness. So heedless and unruly. Heedless, she doesn't listen. See, husband used to advise in many ways for positively, but she is not bothered. Heedless, unruly, depressed, with weakness and of intellect. That means her intellectual weakness. Vacant mind. Mind is blank. She used to feel many times blank. Loss of memory. Worse, vexation. Talking and hearing others talk affects greatly. Herself talking or hearing to others talk also affects her. It causes affects means she gets into weakness, lot of weakness, tiredness. Aversion to work, sad, weepy, unreasonably. Sometimes she used to weep, and why she is weeping, nobody knows. That's what her husband has told. Her husband told, I don't know, doctor, suddenly she starts weeping, and initially I used to feel, get disturbed. Later on I got habituated. For no reason she weeps. That's what her husband told. As if crime has been committed. Disposed to weep. Tendency to make mistakes in speaking, writing, calculating. So, most of the times what we try to give Berita-carb. But she is not of Berita-carb we have given her, but Berita-carb did not help. Only ammonia carb has helped. Okay. So, before going to next remedy, I want to give one more case. maybe about 5-6 years back, one lady came. She complained she has got profuse, long-standing flow of menses. And not at all daytime. Daytime she is very comfortable. Her problem is worse during night. While sleeping, during rest, her problem is worse. Her flow is more when she is in rest. As long as she is moving around, her problem is less. So she took a lot of treatment from other places. Finally, she was advised to remove her uterus. So she does not want to do that. She came to us. So I have given this medicine, what I am going to explain now. Homoeopathy. Homoeopathy, menses too early, axis, dark, clotted, flow more at night, Daytime it used to be very less, so night it is more. During pregnancy, pain as if sprained in left side of abdomen, diarrhea, greenish mucus, stools, and pain at navel during menses, leukorrhea like white of an egg, with pain about navel, brown, slimy after every urination. It is especially adapted to fat and sluggish patients who have respiratory troubles. From this, what you understood, both ammonia carb and ammonia more, both are fat women, and where they have got a lot of respiratory problems. For them, it is very good remedy. And in ammonia more, their menses flow is worse at night rather than daytime. Okay, and worse head and chest symptoms in the morning, abdominal symptoms in the afternoon. If suppose headache is there or chest congestion is there, so these symptoms are worse in the morning, abdominal symptoms in the afternoon, whereas her menses problems worse at night. See what is the peculiarity? Head and chest symptoms are in the morning, abdominal symptoms in the afternoon, and menses flow, excess menses flow at night. This type of peculiarity you can find a lot of medicines in homeopathy. So you have to treat based on that peculiarity only. Then only you will be a successful homeopath. Identification of remedy is a big task in homeopathy. Better in open air, rapid motion, walking crooked and bending, crooked. Then sadness, anxious, like from internal grief, sadness, anxious, like from internal grief, lot of grief, disappointment, sadness, desire to cry but cannot. See, in ammonia carb, easily cries. That's what her husband told. Husband told, I don't know, doctor, every small things, she cries and we don't know what is the reason. Here, she has got desire to cry but cannot cry. Results of grief. See, any grief, anybody died, anybody left and gone far off, then that lady who has come for night excess bleeding, her son went for higher education to US and she developed a lot of grief because of that, lot of sadness, and she used to feel a lot about him. Of course, she used to, pacify herself. No, he has gone for his goodness only. What is there? Why should I feel like this? She used to console herself and she was not crying. Involuntary aversion to certain persons. Okay. This is about ammonia mood. Okay. So, before next remedy, I will give you one case. One young girl came to our forum. She is studying. She is on her studies. She is around 20 years of age, and she has got a white discharge problem with a lot of itching and irritation of parts, soreness, and her menses used to be very scant. Menses comes, but flow is not much. With this problem she came, and after knowing her emotional state and her problem, we have given her anacardium 30. Started with anacardium 30 and went to 200, then went to 1M potency also. So her problems got resolved. Not only her health problems resolved, her leukorrhea problem resolved, her stomach problem. She used to have gastric problem, that is resolved. Then she used to have lot of fear and anxiety during exams and exam fever. All those problems got resolved. So let me explain about this anacardium. Anacardium is nothing but that marking nut, black seed marking nut. Leukorrhea with itching, excoriation of the parts. Excoriation means irritating, eaten away. That ulceration, soreness, menses scanty, less flow, frequent and scanty menses with spasmodic pain in abdomen, nausea during pregnancy, better after eating. Nausea during pregnancy, better after eating. You see, peculiarity here. If the nausea is there, eating, they have to vomit, after eating. But here in anacardium, after eating, their nausea comes down. That is the peculiarity. Then, problems are worse from mental exertion, emotions, anger, fright, care, mortification. What is mortification? Humiliation or embarrassment. See, if somebody asks something and if she is not able to answer properly, if those people talks making her down, especially in the class, teacher asks some question, if she cannot answer properly, then teacher, then what are you doing? Are you sleeping? Are you eating and sleeping nicely? This type of comments, it's sort of humiliation, embarrassment. So this causes This type of things also aggravates her problem. Stepping hard, motion means movement, draughts of cold air, open air, cold, long after eating, rubbing, scratching, talking, morning, evening to night, checked eruptions, any eruptions are there, those things are, some ointments are applied, it is checked means suppressed. Strong smells also aggravate her problem. Better from eating, lying on side, heat, hot bath, in the sun. So this is, especially anacardium is an excellent remedy for problems temporarily relieved by eating. That is a prominent symptom of anacardium. Then emotional state, fixed ideas, hallucinations, lot of delusions, thinks that she is possessed of two persons or wills. That one person says to do it, another person says not to do it. So in cinema it is shown, that heroine has to decide whether to leave the house, go with the hero or not to go. Or villain tempts, whether that fellow is good or not, doesn't know. Whether she has to, villain says, you come with jewelry. Then she has to think. One mind says, no, don't go, he is a cheat. Another mind says, no, he is a good person, go. So this type of friction, lot of delusion, hallucinations. Anxiety when walking, as if following her from behind, as if somebody is following her from behind. While walking, there will be anxiety. Somebody is following from behind. Profound sadness and hypochondriasis. What is hypochondriasis? Worrying or imagining excessively about her illness. Okay. About her disease. She is worrying much. That is hypochondriasis. With a tendency to use violent and abusive language. And this girl who has come to us, she has got this. She used to use violent language, abusive language, especially about her sibling. With her sibling, her close friends, she was using this abusive language. Brain fag, so weak memory, impaired memory, absent-mindedness, very easily offended, malicious, cruel, seems bent on wickedness, lack of confidence in herself or others, suspicious, then hears voices far away or of the dead people talking to her. And this lady told sometimes she is alone in the room. Her grandmother, with whom she used to be more attached, she comes and talks to her in her ears. Then when she looks, nobody is there. This occasionally she used to get this. Senile dementia, absence of all moral restraints. No moral restraints. So, of course, this girl, she did not tell anything about her, anything such moral restraints, all those things, anything she committed, she has not told. But we have treated number of cases who doesn't have any, no restraint. She do all sorts of things. Such cases we treated with anacardium. And anacardium people are lot of crooked mentality. They are ready to do any harm to others. And lot of examination fear, interview fear. and loss of memory. They forget. They study well, but when they go into the exam, they forget the things. This is about anacardium. Okay. Our next remedy is antim crude. Antim crude, toothache before menses. Menses too early and profuse. Menses suppressed after cold water bath or river bath with feeling of pressure in pelvis and tenderness in ovarian region. We have treated a case maybe about 5-6 years back. One lady, she used to know Kartika Masam comes, she has to go to that river and she used to take a river bath. Because of that, she suppression of her menses did not appear. Then when we went into history, after Kartika Masam Puja and all those rituals, her menses never came. So based on that information, we have given her antimonium crudum, which has helped her to get back her menses. Okay. Then leukorrhea, watery, acrid, lumpy, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea during pregnancy. Ovaries painful in lovesick girls. You see, peculiarity. See, when they become sick of that love, they wanted love, but when they don't get it, no, they become sick. Because of that, they get pain in ovaries. Okay. Excited and itching in genitals. Worse in evening from heat, acids, wine, water, washing, wet poultice, cold bathing, cold dampness, cold water on head, acids, then sweets, moonlight, rising up, ascending stairs, touch, heat of summer, of sun, radiated heat. Radiated heat means, you see, when women, they are cooking for long duration, they get into something or other problem. So for that, antimonium crudum is a very good remedy. Radiated heat, overeating, then night debauch, after getting drunk, vinegar, pork, all these things aggravate this anacardia, this antimonium crudum person. Better in open air, during rest, lying down, moist warmth, much concerned about her fate, cross and contradictive, whatever is done fails to give satisfaction, sulky means angry, does not wish to speak, cranky, vexed without cause, angry at every little attention, that is in case of children. Okay. Then our next remedy is epismel. Epismel, menses suppressed, especially in young girls at puberty. Ovaries numb, congested with suppressed menses. Great remedy for inflammation of uterus or ovaries, especially right side with soreness and stinging pain. And I have treated a case with apis mellifica where right side that poking sensation, needle pricking sensation, as if insect is biting, that type of sensation. That girl supposed to undergo some surgery because she had severe pain, unbearable pain on right side. She was hospitalized. They are contemplating to perform some surgery. It is few years back. So after giving Apis mellifica with a few doses, her problem is resolved. If this medicine was administered in the hospital itself, then her problem is resolved. She got discharged next day itself, and that girl became a doctor now, and she is living in America. Okay, medical doctor. Dysmenorrhea, menses pain with a scanty discharge of slimy blood, or with severe pain in ovaries. Leukorrhea, profuse, acrid, green. Mania in women from sexual excesses or suppressed menses. Pain in ovaries, worse question. See, after sex, the pain in ovaries becomes worse. Menses last a day or appear at intervals of 1 day. One of the best remedies to prevent abortion during early months, to prevent abortion, Apis is an excellent remedy. Dropsy in later parts of the pregnancy. See, early parts, it is good to prevent abortion, and later parts, the swelling of feet, swelling of legs, water accumulation in the body. For that, Apis is an excellent remedy. With peripheral convulsions, that means during delivery time, convulsions, even for that it is an excellent remedy. Excess bleeding for long duration after abortion. After abortion, excess bleeding for days together or months together. External parts are red, swollen, inflamed with stinging pain. Recently, we have given a lady her vulva, external part, is lot of pain, stinging pain, as if needle pricking, pain, red, inflamed, swollen. Apis mellifica daily 4 times, 30, Apis mellifica 30 daily 4 times it is given. Within 4-5 days, her problem is resolved. Yeah. She is a 37 years old lady. She developed suddenly this type of inflammation. Of course, after eating some junk items, she developed this problem, and she had a pin-pricking sensation. With this, it got resolved. Great tenderness over abdomen and uterine region, sense of tightness, downward pressure, as if menses were to appear, ovarian tumors. We have treated number of cases, ovarian tumors and cysts. Cysts also. Cyst means some bags with water accumulation in ovaries. So, polycystic ovaries. So, Apis mellifica is an excellent remedy where stinging and burning pains are there present. Stinging and burning pains. Better by cold application. Stinging and burning pains in breasts, not only breasts, in ovaries also. Ulceration of navel in newborn. Worse, heat in any form, they cannot bear the heat. Touch, pressure in the afternoon, after sleeping, in closed and heated rooms, heated rooms they cannot bear. They want cool condition and windows should be open. There should be lot of air circulation. Cannot bear the heat. Then right side, worse on right side. Their problems worse on right side. Better in open air, uncovering, cold bathing, and emotional state. If you take jealous with lewd talk, they are jealous and lewd talk. They talk vulgarly, vulgar talk. In some of the YouTube videos I happen to see, there is one fat lady. She used to do some sex related videos with the lewd comments, lewd talk. That is vulgar talk. So most probably if we give this medicine to her, she may not do such videos further. Fright, rage, vexation, grief, fussy and fidgety. Fidgety means restless, hard to please, borrows troubles about everything. So they create some sorts of troubles for everything. They make some trouble. Apathy. Apathy means what? Lack of feeling or emotions. No feeling, no emotions, indifference, awkward, drops things and laughs either due to nervousness or absent-mindedness. Either absent-mindedness or nervousness, they drop the things and they laugh. Foolishly suspicious, childish, silly behavior in women after delivery, irritable, excitable, fruitless activity, frivolous means not serious or sensible, cheerful and constant winning. Winning means crying very loudly, constant crying very loudly. Great tearfulness, weeps day and night without any cause. Like ammonia carb lady, here also crying. Nothing seems to satisfy. Mania in women from sexual excesses. Some suppressed menses. Sexual mania alternating with stupor. Cannot concentrate mind on attempting to read and write. Hysterical girls at puberty. Cannot bear to be left alone. Fear of being poisoned. Premonition of death. So, I may die at so and so time. That premonition, that means assessing early, like astrologers, so and so time I may die, like that. Premonition of death. Maybe her death or maybe others' death also. Premonition. It may be correct, may not be correct, but they, tell like that. So this is an excellent remedy, and day-to-day acute conditions, chronic conditions, both it is a very useful remedy. So with this I will stop today. I will discuss some more cases and medicines in my next class. Okay. In next class, I will explain some more remedies which are very useful to men and try to quote the cases which are treated by us. Okay. I wish you all of you the best. I wish you all good health and happiness. Good day, all of you.